Friends, we are entering a time in the stock market that is about to be life-changing, 100%. So here is kind of the fundamental thing that needs to be talked about with what's about to happen. Obviously, I'm talking about this because I'm obsessed with it, and I see the bigger picture of what is happening here. But I think there's a lot of us that see the bigger picture that's happening here. We are about to enter the next phase of the stock market, but also more than that, the next phase of AI stocks. So going into this year, I 100% I believe this with every fiber in my bone and everything that I've learned, watched in the stock market for 10 years now. People are about to become insanely rich in the next year and 2 years in the stock market if you put your money in the right things. Even if you have the tiniest bit of money, say you have $500 in a certain stock, it's going to bring you massive amount of wealth here. Let me explain. Everyone that's talking about Nvidia here, they're not saying these are going to be bad quarterlies. We know they're not. They're going to be great. So what that's going to do, it's going to trigger something. It's going to trigger the stock market to go freaking nuts. The stock market is relying on Nvidia right now. It is 100%. Our whole market is relying on Nvidia because Nvidia is the new big company. It's in control. It is making its own path right now into space. With that too, we have other AI stocks that are going to follow suit with Nvidia here, and they're going to run. Palantir, great example. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're going to talk about, Palantir. I honest to God believe Palantir is going to start to have a similar run to Nvidia here that Nvidia had 2 years ago until now. I remember Nvidia 2 years ago when we were having these conversations about Nvidia going, that stock, man, it is unstoppable. It's going to be breaking records. It's going to be so expensive. It's going to have a split here in the future. These are the conversations we're starting to have with Palantir here, where Palantir is going to start coming out with these bigger and better quarterlies. It's already pretty much guaranteed at this point that the next 2 to 3 cycles with earnings with Palantir are going to be phenomenal. We know that because of what is coming with deals that we've already seen and deals that are still being made with Palantir. They're growing unbelievably right now. So with that, Palantir being $30 right now is still insanely cheap. Insanely cheap. But we have the price action of Palantir. You're paying such a high price right now, but a cheap price for Palantir because of what the company is, quarterlies, what it's bringing in with deals, and where it's going to go. One reason you're paying such a high price right now with Nvidia, because it's the FOMO around it. There's a price set in there too of just pay to play. And that's what we're going to be seeing here more with Palantir. Palantir is going to start to jump more as Nvidia and some of these other AI stocks continue to get very expensive here. We're going to see the second half of AI stocks start to rise up and start to, take the place of where Nvidia ran 2 years ago from until now. That's what we're watching right now with Palantir. It's just how it's going. And then you have the even lower half than that, say like SoundHound. You got SoundHound, which is in the very genesis stage of what's about to happen with it. SoundHound will probably this coming year be where Palantir is last year. And then Palantir right now, a year or two from now, maybe just a year from now, Palantir will be it's not going to be where Nvidia is right now. It's going to take a lot more cycles. More than likely going to be a triple digit stock. You can't find anyone right now that is not disagreeing that Palantir probably, if it's not somewhere this time next year or not in the next 6 months, Palantir will definitely be up around $80 to $100. Now, saying Palantir is going to be $50 here in January, here's the reason why Palantir more than likely could be $50 in January. We just found out we're going to do rate cuts in September. We may even do rate cuts again in December. We have a presidential election in November. Then, what does the stock market always do in January? When we have our new president come in, we elect them, the stock market goes bananas. It runs hard. It runs hard. Every time it doesn't matter who the candidate is, it's going to run. It's going to run. So with that, Everything is going to be on steroids in the stock market. Crypto is already showing signs of strong support right now. The stock market is following suit. It is following suit. Why I'm saying this is such a particular moment in time for you as an investor. I honest to God believe, I literally have had this conversation with personal friends this week where we're looking at this and going, this is going to be a moment in a lot of people's life where they're going to look back on this and go, that was the moment. That was the moment I should have put more in Palantir. If you can afford to put money in Nvidia, great. Nvidia's still got a lot of room to go. It's still going to run. We're about to find that out next week. But with that, this is what I'm saying. Palantir is making a pathway for other AI stocks. And Palantir is going to have other AI stocks go with it. It's going to bring AI stocks with it because people are going to be looking for cheaper AI stocks that are blowing out quarterlies. Revenue, cash on hand, the next year or two guaranteed with revenue, growing uncontrollably. This is why we're talking about Palantir. This is why Palantir is so popular right now. And the fact that it's still under $40 is kind of mind-blowing when you really think about it, because every time you see a video about it, every time you see it being talked about on one of these, Fox News, anything, people say the same thing. I'm shocked that is still undervalued, that is still so cheap. It's undervalued right now. And like I said, these are the same kind of conversations that are happening with even the lower tier AI stocks under Palantir. SoundHound, once again, I just said that. This is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing these different levels of AI stocks. Nvidia is so far ahead, it's not going to be caught anytime soon by any other. It's like Tesla in the EV market. It's going to drown out a lot of other companies, but it's going to bring other companies with it and make a pathway. Palantir is going to make a pathway for other AI stocks and bring them with it. SoundHound, and SoundHound will do the same thing. It's obvious where I'm putting my money, what I'm looking at here. Of course I'm buying Nvidia, but more than not, I am buying Palantir. I am buying Palantir because Palantir is still very affordable. In Palantir, we haven't even got to the conversation of a stock split yet. And of course, I'm buying SoundHound. I've been talking about that. I've made numerous videos on that. I think that's going to be one of those stocks where a year from now, people are going to be going, why didn't I put money in SoundHound if I just would have put $10 a week? I cannot stress enough where we are. This is golden opportunity. The market is about to get very expensive. It's about to get very expensive. The Fed knows that they are in close contact with a recession, and that's why they are pushing these rates. They know they have to do something soon because they know people are bleeding right now and the housing market is in trouble. They've got to do rates. They're going to do rates. And probably here when they do rates in September, we're going to find out they're going to do rates again within 60 days of that. This is the thought. This is the theory. This is probably more than not what is going to be happening. Nvidia in January will be a $200 stock. Palantir more than likely could be a $50 to $100 stock. SoundHound more than likely will be a $20 stock. We're about to see the stock market launch off. It is about to go freaking insane. Friends, take care. Bye-bye.